Thanks for watching this preview video at xm.com. We'll be discussing the upcoming Bank of Japan meeting and the outlook for the yen. I'm Maria Pachurdes, and joining me is investment analyst Achilles Georgolopoulos. So Achilles, at the Bank of Japan's last meeting in July, policymakers widened the boundary of its yield curve control framework. What do you think the BoJ will announce when it meets this Friday? Is another amendment to its monetary policy likely? What's the economic outlook in Japan like at the moment?
Yes, hi Maria, thanks for the question. The BoJ is indeed holding its meeting on Friday, a day after the Bank of England, of course 2 days after the important Fed meeting. The market does not expect a change at the main BoJ rate. It actually has been unchanged since 2016. However, as you mentioned, because the Bank of Japan made a small tweak of its toolkit at the last meeting, the market is kind of eager for the next move. Additionally, Governor Ueda made a very interesting comment last week where he talked about a quiet exit from the current monetary policy stance. That has allowed the market to start to freely speculate about the next move. So another amendment tweak of the yield curve control framework seems to be an easy option. However, the market is kind of fixated with negative rates. Interestingly, we got an interesting comment or an important comment from one of the BoJ members saying that essentially the abandonment of negative rates, so essentially moving back to zero or positive rates, is not really tightening monetary policy, which probably means that the Bank of Japan has been discussing that as an option and most likely will be part of the discussion at the Friday meeting. However, whatever they do and how soon they decide to do, it depends on the economic data. We got a few weeks ago a very interesting GDP print for the second quarter. However, the data releases since then have been mixed. Of course, the Bank of Japan focuses on inflation and wages, and on Friday morning we also get the August inflation figures, and that will probably show a drop at the annual rate before 3% for the first time since July 2022. So it's a bit of an interesting situation, and the Bank of Japan has essentially lots of data to go through and when it reaches a decision. Wrapping it up about the economic outlook, wages are very important for the Bank of Japan. Ueda, the governor of Bank of Japan, has actually said that by December we would know more about the 2014 wage negotiations, which probably means that the December meeting could be a live one, in a sense that maybe the market and the Bank of Japan could be ready for the first rate hike for years.
Turning to the yen now, what's the short-term outlook?
Yes, the yen has been having a very tough period against most currencies, predominantly against the US. We have seen dollar, yen making a new 2023 hike, and of course, the outlook looks very difficult for yen bulls. If the Bank of Japan does nothing on Friday, then there will be a push towards the 151.94 area, especially if the Fed hikes on Wednesday. On the flip side, if the Bank of Japan does another tweak of its monetary policy stance, and potentially, because that's important, the Fed does not hike on Wednesday, we could see yen bulls becoming more energized and trying to stage a pullback towards the 144.99 level. However, if we get that move lower, data over the next few days have to be essentially surprising on the upside. Otherwise, the move will be seen as excessive and premature.
Achilles, thanks so much. This was a preview video here at xm.com.